Thank you all for coming. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Is anyone here for the first time? Quite a few of you. Okay, nice. Thank you for coming. So this is Hare Krishna Valley, .com.au, and we have been here for around about 35 years on this property. We bought this property in 1987, and in 1989 we built these buildings here on the property. Before we had this property, we had a 20,000 acre farm near Renmark, right up near Mildura, on the bank of the Murray River, 20,000 acres. But it was too far away for people to visit. It wasn't practical. It took 7 hours from Melbourne to get there, 4 hours from Adelaide. So they decided to have something more local, 1.5 hours from Melbourne, so they brought this property. It was 200 acres. As you drive in from the front sign all the way to here, this is our property. And then when we first got here, there was only the dairy, which is on the other side of the property, and the original farmhouse, which is on the other side of the property. And they were the only buildings here at that time. And then we built all this infrastructure. We built this building here, which was a school. And we ran a Hare Krishna primary school for 7 years here. And then we built the 2 ashrams and some of the ashrams down the back as well. And we began to develop a little community here. But then in the mid-90s, the school closed because the government was trying to merge small schools in country Victoria, so we lost our funding. And the community moved away mainly to our other farm, which is in Byron Bay at Murwillumbah. We have an 800 acre farm up there. And we have a school which has been running there for over 40 years for Hare Krishna kids. So then there wasn't much going on here for a long time. Then Manigriva and I came here 15 years ago to do something with the property. So then we renovated this. When we got here, these were classrooms. There were blackboards, and the room was purple. So then we renovated it and we turned it into like a temple, an ashram, and a yogashala. So the people can come here and they can learn about spiritual things. And we run retreats on a regular basis for the benefit of the public. And we've also built a goshala on the other side of the property. We'll go after lunch. Hands up if you'd like to go and visit our cows after lunch. Yeah, so those who want to come after lunch, we can go and visit their sacred cows, the holy cows, in their goshala, which means their home. Goshala means protection. So the cows are protected there. So one of the things that is unique about this place is that we have an ahimsa dairy. Ahimsa means non-violent, because in this world there's so much violence. I actually arrived in Australia this morning. I've been in India for 1 month, and I arrived at 6 o'clock this morning and drove from Tullamarine just to be with all of you, just because we have our open day, and I wanted to be here, but I'm jet lagged and still recovering from a month in India from the bacterial overload of being in India. What we have here is an ahimsa dairy. Ahimsa means non-violence. We teach people how to live with the animals in a peaceful way. As I was traveling back, I saw some of the news headlines in the Gaza. I was totally off. I didn't hear any news for 1 month, practically. I didn't look at the news. I didn't take my phone with me. Now I'm back and we're reunited again. I'm so happy to see you again. Actually, I don't like my phone, but I do and I don't. Because I can do a lot from this phone. From my phone I can bring people here. I just spend a little bit of time on here and on Facebook and emails, and people come. So it's a very handy instrument. But I was glad not to have it around for 1 month because it's just distracting. I use it for my service, but it's also distracting. So I didn't look at the news for 1 month. I just heard a few things here and there, but when I was traveling back, I saw the headlines. And in the Gaza Strip, we have hostility, conflict. And in the Ukraine, it's still going over 1 year now, the conflict. And Prabhupada, who's the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, he said that all these conflicts on the earth, they're always because of cow killing. Because the humans kill the cows. Because the cows are a sacred animal. All life is sacred. We don't kill things here. This is ahimsa, this place. It is shanti. It is peaceful. We don't kill things here. No unnecessary violence. So the cows are protected here. But because in other places in the world they don't protect the animals, then all that karma, it's called ugra karma. Ugra means terrible. So all that terrible karma from the unnecessary slaughter of so many animals, then eventually when that builds up, that all comes back onto humanity. And that's why we have the wars and the conflicts and all these things. All these things are avoidable. Just like I just finished a retreat, literally 2 days ago. I was on a retreat. There was 400 of us next to the sacred mountain of Govardhan in India. And there were people from all over the world, from Israel, Turkey, Iran, Iraq. Everyone was living there peacefully. We don't have any conflict. 400 of us, international, people from all over the world. Right? There's no conflict. But then if you go to these places, Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and Israel, and like that, so much conflict. And why is this? It's because people are living in ignorance. It is called avidya. Avidya. Vidya means knowledge. Avidya means without knowledge. Just like, say when you buy a phone, right? Then you get an instruction manual. Hands up if you read instruction manuals when you... One person. Okay, good. So one person on the planet reads instruction manuals. There's a reason we get instruction manuals, right? We get them because they teach us how to use the product. So you get maximum effect and you don't break it. So it's beneficial that we should read the instruction manual. So Bhagavad Gita, for example, this ancient book of knowledge from India, it's like an instruction manual on how to live in this world, spoken by the Supreme Person himself. And if we follow these teachings, then we will overcome ignorance. We will raise ourselves to the spiritual platform, to understanding our spiritual essence, and then we will relate with others on the spiritual platform. And then you don't have problems in your life. Right? Everything minimizes. But you see around the world there's so much conflict and so much difficulty because people are following an ignorant path. For example, they eat the animals, and then suddenly all this violence comes back onto them, and then humans say, oh, where did that come from? Why? No, because you live violently. Like in the Ukraine, they eat a lot of beef, a lot. Right? They're well known for it, and they're eating it in the trenches while they're fighting. So they continue to slaughter, and then it happens to them, and then everyone says, oh, why is that happening? It will never stop. That's the point. It will never stop. You'll never have peace on earth unless you learn to live peacefully with all the living entities. So that's what we teach here at Hare Krishna Valley. That's why we have an ahimsa dairy. Ahimsa means non-violence. That if you treat the animals with respect and love, you also get that energy in your life. You'll get a spiritual reciprocation from Krishna himself, and your life will become peaceful. So that's one of the reasons why we follow this lifestyle. And we have many nice cookbooks. If you want to learn about vegetarian cooking, you can go into our shop. Many nice cookbooks about how to cook. Some people were saying to me before they want to learn the art of vegetarian. And we run vegetarian cooking retreats here throughout the year as well. And if you want to learn, you just come on a Sunday for the open day, come early, and you can cook with us in the kitchen. We can show you how to cook all these things. I was just in India for a month. So many culinary delights. So many amazing preparations. And it's all vegetarian, purely vegetarian. You don't have to kill animals to eat well. Actually, it's the opposite. You eat better. Your consciousness is clear, your mind is peaceful, your heart is peaceful, right? Your body is healthier. But you have so many positive effects. So that's one of the things we teach here at Hare Krishna Valley. So I just spent a month in India. Why do we go to India? Because it is a holy place. It's known all over the world for being the center of spirituality. I think most people would agree with that. It's the most spiritual place on the planet. It's definitely the most colorful place on the planet. I heard one person say a few years ago, everything in India takes 2 hours. Crossing the road takes 2 hours. Going to the toilet takes 2 hours. Everything you do in India takes 2 hours. It's just the way the place runs. It's a very colorful place. I've been back just for a little while, a few hours, and you miss it because it's so everything is just colorful and light, full of life. Nothing is boring in India. Even crossing the road's not boring because you don't know if you're going to make it or not. And driving your car is not boring because people don't even drive on the same side of the road. And there's people going in every direction. I've believed in God my whole life. Now I understand God is Krishna. That's my understanding. But the first time I went to India 30 years ago, it cemented it for me. Because I thought to myself, the first time I drove on a road in India, I thought, if there wasn't a God, none of this could happen. Because if there wasn't a supreme being, there's no way that this could all work. Right? Because everyone somehow gets through. Right? There's cows walking across, and there's dogs, and there's monkeys and pigs. Right? And then you're going down one way, and there's a guy coming the same way. The road rules are not exactly the same. Yeah. Hands up if you have an Indian license. I have Indian license, okay. Can we pray for you? Does that work in Australia, Indian license?
No, I have both the licenses.
Yeah. But when you come to Australia, do you have to get an Australian license?
No, I have an Australian driving license.
No, I know that.
First few months you can drive without the Australian license and then you have to get it.
But if you have an Indian license, if you come in Australia...
Straight away, first time, yes, for the first 5 months.
First 5 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're a tourist or a student, you can drive for first 5 months.
And then you have to
convert it.
Yeah, I've noticed more people driving on the other side of the road in Australia. Because it's a colourful place. It's full of colour. It's full of life. So I just spent 1 month there. It's the most spiritual place on the planet. It is the home of spirituality. And we go there for a pilgrimage to enlighten ourselves. That's the point. Right? And Hare Krishna Valley, this place, is like an embassy of that place. Because we can't always go to these holy places. We call them Dham. Dham means holy abode, a holy place. So we can't always go there. You have to get on a plane, it takes 24 hours to get there. It's a certain amount, you have to, schedule your life. There's many things that have to be arranged to get there. So Prabhupada, who's the founder of our movement, he created these kind of places as replicas of the holy places, so that you can come here and still get the benefit. And when you go to those places, like Vrindavan and Mayapur and Puri, these very powerful spiritual places, everything becomes amplified. And it's like your spirituality becomes amplified. You can feel the potency, the Shakti in those places. And it's great. Even a place like this, do you feel a sense of something when you come here to this place? Did you find something different when you came?
Very Shanti.
Very Shanti. Very peaceful. That's good. You get a free dessert today. Anyone else feel anything?
Positive vibration.
What's that?
Positive vibration.
Positive. More positive than outside? More positive. Yeah, many people say that when they come here. People say when they come here they feel this spiritual energy, which is there. So when you go to these holy places in India, then you feel the spiritual energy is magnified many times. And it is important to do these pilgrimages on a regular basis. In other words, we have to take time out in our life on a regular basis to fully immerse ourselves in our spirituality. Because one thing you notice when you go to a place like India, spirituality is just part of the fabric of society. People get up in the morning, right, and you hear all over, say Brindavan or any of the places, 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, you hear conchas blowing, you hear bells ringing, right? Everyone begins their puja or arti or worship at that time. In other words, it's a part of society. Right? Whereas in Australia, for example, you don't feel that so much. What do you feel at 4 o'clock in the morning in Australia? Yeah, that's what I mean. Most people are asleep. I remember years ago I was living in Melbourne behind the Hare Krishna temple. I lived there for 7 years. And I got up one morning, 4:30 in the morning, I was going to the temple because we have our first ceremony in the temple at 4:30 in the morning. And I was just coming out my house and my next door neighbour, he just got home in a taxi. So he just pulled up, right, just finishing his day. I was just beginning my day. And he got out of the taxi and he was a little inebriated, a little intoxicated. He said to me, he said, "Where are you going?" And I just looked at him and I said, "I'm going to the temple." And he looked at me and he said, "You're crazy." And I looked at him and I didn't say anything, but he knew what I was thinking. Who's crazy? Actually, it says in Bhagavad Gita, it says, what is nighttime for the introverted sage is daytime for the materialist, and vice versa. So what we see as being a time for enlightenment, materialistic people, they think it's the time for enjoyment. They'll stay up late. Like we'll go to bed at 8:30, get up at 4:30, rise early in the morning, do our spiritual sadhana, our spiritual practices. Whereas materialistic people, they'll stay up all night and then they'll just go to bed, and they think the success of life is you go to bed at 4:30 and then you sleep until midday, and what is that? Where is the enlightenment? And you see the result in society. Look at the result. People are living like this. Is society peaceful? Are people peaceful? Are they reaching enlightenment? So in these ancient teachings, it teaches us to have a pilgrimage on a yearly basis. It actually says in the ancient teachings that 1 month in a year you should go on pilgrimage. You should go to holy places. It actually says in the Mano Samhita. And it says every 7 years you should spend 1 year going to the holy places. I haven't been able to incorporate that one as yet. But maybe in the future. One in 7 years. You just fully absorb yourself in your spiritual practices. And it says 1 day in a week should be fully dedicated just to your spiritual practices. Even in Christianity, they have on the Sabbath, on Sunday. Saturday. Yeah. Or Sunday. Most of the Western world does it on Sunday. Yeah. So people, they know. 1 day a week we should fully dedicate ourselves. But in the Hare Krishna movement, we do it on a daily basis. Right? We rise early in the morning, and on a daily basis we do our sadhana. Sadhana means your spiritual practice. So it's like going on a mini pilgrimage every day, so that you can purify your consciousness. And then you can come to places like this, like ashrams like this, where you can also practice spiritual life. And if you're fortunate, you can also go on pilgrimage to holy places like in India. So I just got back this morning, a little jet lag, but feeling spiritually enlightened, spiritually enlivened from being with so many sadhus, so many saintly people, spiritual people, for 1 month and practicing in their presence. And we should make this, incorporate that as part of our life. Right? Have something, even if it's 10 minutes a day. If you get up in the morning and you have 10 minutes where you just focus on your spirituality. Do some mantra meditation or some sort of practice, and you'll feel the benefit. Just like before, we were doing this chanting. This is called mantra meditation, or we call it kirtan. So I just did a retreat with 400 people from around the world, and we absorbed ourselves in chanting, in kirtan, and in mantra meditation. We did one day we chanted 64 rounds of the Hare Krishna mantra, which would take on average about 8 hours, on average. You know. Aniruddha Prabhu was telling me that he chants about 10 minutes per round now. So it's about 2.5 hours for him to do his 16 rounds. So then if you're doing 64 rounds, it would take like 10 hours a day. So we dedicate ourselves on a regular basis to doing this mantra meditations. This mantra is very powerful. That's why we do it. Sometimes people say the Hare Krishna people are happy. And where does the happiness come from? It actually comes from mantra meditation. Chant and be happy. That's one of our mottos. If it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. You can try it. Prabhupada said, our founder said, he said, just try it for 1 week. We do 2 hours a day of mantra meditation. He said, just try it for a week. Even if you just do 10 minutes a day for 1 week and see if it has a positive effect. If it works, then you gain something. If it doesn't work, then you didn't lose anything. This is the power of the mantra. It's very, very powerful. So, it actually says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's on the second shelf of the bookshelf back there. It's 18-volume encyclopedia of spirituality. Just like we have Encyclopedia Britannica, or Encyclopedia, what are the other ones called?
Wikipedia.
Which one?
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. we have Wikipedia. We also have Vanipedia. We have all of Prabhupada's books. We call it Vanipedia. We can get Vani or instruction on a regular basis. So there are so many encyclopedias. So we have an encyclopedia on spiritual life, which it takes up the whole second shelf there. It's called the Srimad Bhagavatam, which we study on a regular basis. And in the 12th canto, near the very end of the Bhagavatam, it says, Kale dosha nite rajan asti heko mahan guna kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. Kale dosha nite rajan. Kali. What is Kali? What is Kali? Anyone knows? Anyone here from India?
She's an incarnation of Parvati.
Yeah, there's that Kali. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, but I was speaking about the other Kali. In this verse, it's speaking about the age.
Oh, so
Kali Yuga.
Oh, the age of decline.
Kali Yuga. Juga. Juga means age.
Century.
Century or age, yeah. Because it describes in the ancient teachings there are 4 ages. And we're in the 4th age now. It is called Kali. Kali means dark. We're in the dark age. Does it feel like a dark age? Does it feel like? Is the world a bit dark? Yeah, it is. The reason it feels like that is because it is. We're in Kali Yuga. So it will feel like a dark time. Kale dosha niti rajan. Dosha niti. Dosha. Dosha means? That's a pancake in southern India. Oh no, that's dosa.
Dosa.
Sorry, different one.
False.
Faults.
Dosha means faults. Yeah, faults, defects. Niti. Niti means?
Prosperous.
Niti.
Process.
Prosperity.
Yeah, that's one definition. Also means ocean. Niti means ocean.
Nadi.
Yeah, niti. Yeah, the different meanings. Sanskrit, the words can have multiple meanings, depending on the context. Kale dosha niti. Nite. Rajan. Dosha niti means this world, this dark age that we're living in right now is an ocean of faults. Just like if you drive half an hour, you'll get to the ocean. Like last night, I was flying over from Singapore to Australia, and you look out the window, and what do you see? Yeah, well,
Clouds.
Followed the train of thought that I was going.
Ocean.
Oh yeah, there was an ocean. Yeah, so we were flying and we looked out and it was an ocean and that's all you could see. You could not see land, right, in the moonlight. It just went on and on and on and on. And I thought to myself, what if I fell out of this plane right now? Right, if I fell out and I landed there, I'd never get to land. I could swim for days, I wouldn't get to the land. Right? The ocean is vast. He is powerful. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, of bodies of water, I am the ocean. And so you get an understanding of God's power. Just look at the ocean, right? How powerful it is. So, Doshaniti means an ocean of faults. This age we're in is an ocean of faults. Where are the faults? Where are the defects? In the economy. The economy is full of faults. The social fabric of society. Right? Society, the social interactions, is full of faults. I've got jet lag, so you have to help me out.
What did you say so far?
Economy.
Social fabrication of fabric.
Yeah, what else?
The internet.
The internet, yeah, that's also part of the social structure.
The environment now is...
Environment, yeah, look at the environment, full of faults, full of problems. Politics. They did a survey in Sydney University a few years back, and the survey, I mean, everyone knew what the result was going to be. The question was, do you trust politicians? Right? It was less than 25% of the population in the survey said they trust politicians. What sort of a world are we living in? You can't even trust the people that we vote for. Why are we voting then? Like, everyone knows they're going to break promises. What's the point? It's so full of faults, so many defects. What else?
Within ourselves.
Human.
Within ourselves.
Within ourselves, yeah, so many defects. Yeah, mental health.
Soul.
What is that?
Soul.
Our soul.
Soul.
Our soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no fault there. The soul, but we're talking about the mental defects. Yeah. One of our gurus a couple of days ago, he was speaking about this. How society has so many mental problems now. And he actually gave 3 very nice instructions for well-being, which I wrote down. And sorry, I can't, my brain's not going up to speed, but if I had the book I could read them too. Very interesting what he said actually. 3 ways to cultivate well-being. I think I'll incorporate it into some retreats and some of the seminars and classes that we do. So the faults are everywhere. In this age of Kali, Doshaniti. But then it says, Asti Yeko Mahan Guna. Mahaguna. Mahaguna means?
Big character.
Big character or great qualities. Guna. Guna means qualities. Maha means great. So even though there's so many problems, Asti Eka. Eka means one. Like when we go to India and we're walking around Govardhan Hill, the kids come up and they say ek rupee, ek rupee. One rupee.
They're still asking for one, or is it punch now? I think it's punch now. I don't think it's egg anymore.
But now, that was many years ago when I started walking around the hill, it was ek rupee. Yeah, but now, as my wife was saying, it is das rupee or...
Punch rupee.
Yeah, well they even ask for 50 rupees. It's like that now.
Depending on crowd, they ask dollars now as well.
Yeah.
The cost of living has gone up.
Phone pay.
Inflation.
Yeah,
They have
so-
a QR code now. If you don't have the cash. They have to scan and then you can send the money to them.
This is
Exactly when I asked if you've credit card.
Yeah, this is the world we live in. So eka, ek means one. So asti eka mahaguna. Eka mahaguna. There's one great quality. So many faults in this world, but there's one great quality. Kirtanat eva krishnasya. If you kirtan means glorification. Krishna, of Krishna's names, God's names. Just like we were doing before. If you do that on a regular basis, Krishna Kirtan, you're chanting regularly the names of Krishna, this is the one good quality in this world, because it destroys ignorance. It destroys our material consciousness, our material ego, right, and our suffering. And if it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. It is powerful. Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. Mukta Sangha. Mukta Sangha means it liberates you. It takes you out of this world. The chanting takes you out of this world. It takes you out of material consciousness. Param Vrajet, and takes you to the supreme destination. So even beyond Mukti. Param Vrajet. Braja means the place where Krishna lives. Just like all these pictures in our temple, they are windows into the spiritual world. If you want to understand what it's like in the kingdom of God, in heaven, in the spiritual world, you just look at those pictures. God is with his cows. He's with his peacock. He's with his friend. He's dancing with the gopis. This is how he spends his time. If you were God, how would you spend your time? What would you do?
Dance with my friends.
Dance with your friends, have picnics, play with your cows, play on your flute. This is how you would spend your time. Krishna uses his time in the best way. Leela. Leela means pastimes, activities. So this is the benefit of the chanting. So we teach everyone here. That's why we call it Hare Krishna Valley. We teach everyone, chant Hare Krishna. Just try it. And if it works, then you gain something. And if it doesn't work for you, then there was no defect. Nothing was lost. And your life will become sublime. It will become spiritualized. So what I'll do, I'll ask if anyone has any questions or any comments on anything we've discussed, or about anything in the world, and we can try to answer if there's anything. Yeah.
So what was, you shared earlier your routine about the retreat in India. You were chanting probably for 8 hours. What else was a part of your routine while you were there for a month?
Oh, for a month?
Yeah.
The first 3 weeks we were on yatra. So we were taking people on parikrama. So we were going to our 3 main holy places, Mayapur, Puri and Vrindavan. And each day we would take people around to the different holy sites, the different temples and the different tombs of the great saints, the different holy places. It was a very interesting trip. I had 6 ladies come with me, right? 3 of them were from Mexico. One of them had never had any contact with the Hare Krishnas before. Solange, a lovely lady. She's now a lifelong friend. And she said we can come and stay with her in Mexico anytime. So we're ever in Mexico. Don't know when I'll be there, but she's a very sweet person. And she wrote to me and she said a friend of a friend had advised that she come on this holy pilgrimage. And I said to her, well, it's very spiritual. It's going into the Hare Krishna tradition. And every day we go to temples and we go, it's not like a sightseeing trip. And she said, yeah, that's okay. I want to do something deep. So that's what we did for the first 3 weeks. We go deeply into visiting different holy sites to learn more about our tradition. In Vrindavan. Vrindavan is where Krishna appeared. So we go around the different places where Nandagram, where Krishna himself lived. And we visit all these places to learn more about Krishna. And then the last week, then we were on a retreat, a holy name retreat, a Nam retreat. And one day we chanted 8 hours. We did the japa. One day we did about 7 hours of kirtan. And we chanted at one place in the evening called Kusum Sarovar, which is beautiful. I can show you a picture of this. It's beautiful. It's 300-year-old built by Man Singh, one of the great princes of Jaipur. Beautiful monument, a beautiful lake. It said the lake is, I think, 18 elephants deep. Beautiful, sacred lake. And the... you need to know.
I've never heard that measurement of.
No, it was a very interesting
Oh, that's
measure.
about 18 elephants deep. It's funny.
That's why when you go to India, that's why I'm saying it's so colourful. Because if I was in the West, we'd say, okay, it's 32 metres deep or something.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Elephants is much more
it's
interesting.
a little bit boring.
Yeah.
But if you say Hati, right, 18 Hati, 18 elephants deep, so much more colourful. That's what India's like, so much more colourful. So yeah, it's said to be very deep. And the government has renovated the, because it's a sacred shrine, it's a historical site, and they've renovated it and they've fixed the soapstone all over it, redone it. It's quite beautiful now. And they lit it up at night now. So at night time it's blue and yellow, and it's quite mystical actually. Very tasteful the way they've done it. You probably saw pictures of look on send me a message, I'll send you a link to one of my friend's Facebook pages.
You can see it online as well.
You can see, oh yeah, just look up Kusum Zora online. So one day we just did kirtan, we were just chanting like that to absorb our consciousness and purify our consciousness. And then 2 of the other days on the retreat, the gurus were speaking. So it was about 3 hours a day where the gurus would just speak and enlighten us about how to deepen our chanting, deepen our sadhana, so we become more proficient in our practices also. So that was the basic. That's it. So please join us next year.
Sure, would love to.
Yeah, why not? Come.
So was this ISKCON organized, or was this ISKCON organized retreat, or?
The retreat I just went to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, organised. ISKCON members. Yeah, 400 people came from around the world. And on the 12th, which is another 2 days, they're starting another one. It's another retreat, which I used to do both, but now I only go for one. There'll be another 7-day retreat. Another 400 devotees will come. It's nice.
And earlier when you said about India, what I feel is it's an organized chaos. Even though there is chaos, it's still organized with the blessings from God. So it's God organized chaos. That's what.
If God wasn't involved, it wouldn't work.
That's true.
I was in India in 1999, in Mumbai, in one of our temples at Chalpati. Yeah, Radha. What's the deity's name? Radha. Can't remember the name of the deities. But yeah, we were there. I was at Chalpati, and I was speaking to the president of the temple in Mumbai. And it was 1999, and I was there, and I think it was November, and everyone was talking about Y2K. You know, the year 2000. Yeah, everything was going to fall apart. Society was nervous. And then I said to him, because everyone was talking about it, Y2K, like how it could potentially been a problem. And I said, oh, you know, are you preparing for Y2K? He said, every day is Y2K in India. He said, what are we going to do? Like, even if it falls apart, like it's already fallen apart. Everything's already, like you said, it's already chaotic. But what's going to happen on January the 1st? It'll just be another day.
There was one year we were travelling there too, and they put a hold on all the money. They were changing it, I think,
Demonetization.
Yeah, and getting the black money out of. Yes, all of a sudden,
Overnight.
no banks, there was just no, it was. Yeah, helicopters had to bring cash into Brindavan, and there were lines everywhere. It was, but it somehow worked out. It just, that was.
Yeah, Modi decided overnight. He just told everyone 24 hours. We're taking all the, I think it was the 500
And 1,000.
and the 1,000.
1,500.
Yeah, 1,500 overnight, taking it out of circulation.
That's right.
So it caused massive
You could
chaos.
only take out a certain amount, 10,000 rupee a day or something out of the banks. You
Yeah.
could only, it was wild.
But it was interesting because for us, we were there when that happened, and it had minimal effect on us. Because if you have faith in Krishna, Shraddha, everything will always be peaceful. And Prabhupada actually said that because Prabhupada was in Calcutta during the First World War and the Second World War. And in Bengal, in the First World War, there was a huge famine because the British were in control of India and they were taking all the food and sending it to Europe, to Britain. And millions of people were starving in Bengal at the time. But Prabhupada made the comment because he lived through that. And he said, it's interesting, the Vaishnavas, or the devotees of Krishna, they did not starve. Even in a famine, there was enough food. Because Krishna will always look after the devotees, those who are devoted to him. Any other questions? Or?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the class. When you mentioned before, when you were answering the first question, you said you said like the gurus were saying, like talking about like how to perfect the sadhanas. What was one of the things they said?
That's a good question about perfecting the sadhana. One of the teachings was there are 6 elements of perfecting your japa, or your chanting, your meditation. And the first of the 6 elements is one has to withdraw the mind from materialistic things. Because even when we're chanting sometimes, do you chant sometimes? Yeah. So do you notice when you chant, your mind sometimes goes off and thinks about materialistic things? Does that happen sometimes? Yeah. So that happens to all of us. So in order to perfect your chanting, you have to learn to withdraw the mind from the material things and absorb it in service to Krishna. So that was one of the things that we were taught.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Maybe next year you can come with me, we'll go on the retreat together.
I want to.
You want to? Okay. We'll speak to your mother. See if we can get her to finance it. Then I can take you with me, we can go on the retreat. It'd be nice. So, yeah.
Seeing we're talking about sadhana, Patanjali in Yoga Sutras says that sadhana should be done for a long time, it doesn't say how long, without break, and in all earnestness or with zeal. So my last few years of practice is, how do I practice without break? And to me it's, how do I make my life living yoga? So how do I, it's all really good to sit down and meditate for half an hour and do japa for half an hour. And then you get in the car and someone cuts you off and you're like this.
Yeah, but that's the point. The point is the reason we do
so
the reason we do the sadhana, and we do it early in the morning. Like at the retreat where everyone was getting up, 4 o'clock. Because people are getting up even earlier than that. So the reason we do the sadhana early in the morning is so that when you go into the day, you don't react like that. If you're reacting like that means you're not doing your sadhana properly.
Sure, but what I'm saying is, so I'm going further, saying that how do you make every aspect of your life a practice, a sadhana?
It means in the morning. Sadhana means practice.
Yeah.
That's in the morning. Seva is what we do during the day.
Sure.
Right? That's not sadhana during the day. It's seva. Like we're here, we're cleaning the cow barn. That's seva.
Yeah, but
let me explain the difference. That's seva.
Yeah.
But if you don't do the sadhana first, you won't do the seva in the right consciousness.
Sure.
Right?
But in a way, seva is still a form of sadhana.
Yeah, we can explain it any way we want. But the point is, during the day, if you don't do those practices in the morning, during the day, your consciousness will not be correct. That's why we do it.
Sure.
And if you do it like that, then your consciousness will be correct. Well, it has to be.
This guy gets in the way
It has
all
to
the
be.
time, right? You talked about avidya, ignorance, so this is...
Yeah, but like I've been doing this.
in the way all the time.
I've been doing this for 30 years.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So if you're doing something after decade, if you're still acting like someone cuts you off in a car, and you get all angry and react, it means you haven't really learnt anything.
Well, I was just giving an example of this is what happened.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we should see changes in our consciousness. Right? We should see changes in our consciousness. If you're practicing year after year, after decade, and you're not seeing a change in your consciousness, it means you're not doing your sadhana properly.
Sure. But they describe, in India they describe the mind as like a monkey, and not just a monkey but a drunken monkey, and not just a drunken monkey but a drunken monkey that's been bitten by a scorpion.
We're all the
Krishna
same.
himself says it's harder to control the mind than it is to control the wind.
But then how does he answer? Because Arjuna says, how do I control my mind? And then Krishna says two things. He says, abhyas and
non-attachment.
yeah, vairagya.
Vairagya.
Right? So that's how you deal with the mind.
Yeah.
Because the mind gives everyone problems, but if you're practicing after years, the mind should come under control greatly. Right? So then, abhyas means regular practice. Vairagya means detaching yourself. You don't take the mind seriously. Yeah, if you haven't learned...
Sure, we get to that advanced state where eventually we just understand that the mind is just part of...
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If you've been doing this for years, you should be at that state.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think it's great if you're new to the path, practice for 10 minutes every day, then make it 15 and make it longer. But when you've been doing it for a long time, then to me I start saying, well, how do I make sure that every activity I do in my life is a form of practice, or a form of non-attachment? And to me that's the path of getting, eventually, hopefully getting to that higher or to the, samadhi state.
Hopefully. Don't waste time.
Well,
It means we should be feeling, from our practice, we should be feeling definite progress. Just like, I just went to India. Why did we go to India at this time? Because it's called Kartik Mas. Kartik Mas. You know Kartik Mas? So it's the holy month. So it's a holy month which comes every year. It's around about October, November. So it's a time every year where we look at ourselves and we look back at the last 12 months. We say, have I progressed? Because if you haven't progressed, then what are you doing? So if you've been doing this for years, you should be seeing profound progression. Otherwise, what are we doing with our lives? Don't waste time. We have to be serious about our spiritual practice. So, any other questions? We've all attained enlightenment. It's good. So now we'll have some lunch. Would you like to have some spiritual food? Yeah, this is called prasad. Prasada means spiritual food. It means just like you saw my wife, she offered the food to Krishna. Before we eat the food every day, we always offer it first to Krishna, the bhoga. Bhoga means enjoyment. Right? Because we enjoy. Like you will enjoy lunch, no doubt. You wouldn't have come here if we're just going to serve mashed potato without salt. Not so many people will come. Right? But we cook, delectable things, very delicious things. So we cook these things, but whenever we cook the bhoga, we first offer it to Krishna. Right? And then he accepts it and it becomes spiritualized, and then it's called prasad. Sometimes people say the Hare Krishna food tastes different. Have you experienced that? The prasad tastes different. There's something about it. It has like a spiritual energy about it. And just by eating it, you're becoming purified, advanced in spiritual life. That's why we always offer the food to Krishna. So we'll take some spiritual food, some prasad. And then after lunch, if you'd like to join us, we'll go and see the sacred cows at the Goshala. on the other side of the property. So we can walk there or you can drive there, as you like. And then if anyone would like to help out afterwards, clean the kitchen or do any saver, just come and see us if you'd like to help. Thank you very much for coming. Please come again. I hope my jet-lagged discussion was okay. I did my best. I'm trying to stay awake because I want to get into Australian time zone, so I'm trying to stay awake. So tonight, hopefully, I'll sleep. So thank you for coming.